Welcome to the program, Yuri, Steph, and Anton. Today we will discuss about your trip, that part of your trip which was in Europe. So I know it's very difficult to cover your leg in Europe, but because we would like to concentrate more on Central Asia, so probably it'll be good if you can share your experience while passing through European countries. Which European countries you passed through while going to China? Okay,
Yuri, maybe if you can put the
map back on.
The map back on. But yeah, I think we passed like almost through the whole of Europe from Belgium to Turkey. So I'm gonna check on the map. Yeah, we could say that our time in Europe was like about no, maybe I don't want to say 1/3, but maybe 1/4 of the trip, like 25% of our time. We were there until December or end of November, I think. So from July to November, that's July, August, September, October, like 4 months. So yeah, 25% of our time of the trip was through Europe.
Okay. So which of the European countries you liked most in your cycling adventure? Like it must be different, like visiting European country as you visit as a tourist, or you go there by train or by plane. But cycling through Europe, which country you find the best?
Best, I think, is a really difficult question because every country is different and it depends very much on what you like. But for us, I feel like the first weeks were really nice because it was a really nice moment of leaving civilization behind, let's say, and just the four of us on the bicycle, starting through Belgium, then through the Netherlands into Germany when the first hills started to come, and then eventually into Czech Republic, towards Hungary, I think.
I think Prague was our first like actual milestone. Prague was like, okay, now we've achieved something, but we'd all been there before. So we stopped there for a while. We had a party that we made it, you know, but it wasn't anything new to us yet.
Okay, so
I think you cannot really say which we like best. Yeah, I think we all agree that Croatia was quite nice, but we also spent a lot of time in Croatia. We were there for 1 month, and it was midsummer. There were still some festivals there. There was nice beaches, nice weather, so it was a really good time to be there. But yeah, then when we were in Greece, it was November. It was already cold, so we couldn't do so much as back in Croatia. While when I returned to Greece now, earlier this year, I really liked it a lot, and it's really comparable to Croatia. So it's not that there is one best, but I think we had the best time, or one of the best times in Croatia, because we spent a lot of time there, and it was like the mid of summer, so it was perfect time to be there. But I'd say the nice thing about Europe is that it's really small, and you're in a new country if you want the next day, let's say, and it's already a different culture, it's a different lifestyle. So if you're bored of some place, you can just decide, okay, let's move out, and the next day you're somewhere else. And in a bigger country like Turkey, that's not possible. So you have to be there for 1 month until you get to Georgia, and you're stuck with the same, the same way of life or the same culture. That's nice in Europe, but you can just see a lot of different things in a small place.
Okay, and because you're Europeans and going from Belgium to other European countries, were you excited to pass through European countries on cycle because it is different when you're on cycle, or you were just, taking it as a passage to your final destination?
Well, I think the nice thing about leaving from home instead of going somewhere and cycling home is that everything changes gradually. And you get used to new cultures more slowly than, you know, you take a plane and you get there and it's all of a sudden something completely different. So I think because we were not very experienced with what we were doing, it was a good point to start in the summer in places that we know, and then change slowly towards more challenging, more foreign things to us.
Yeah. And what also was really nice about Europe, in my opinion, is that we didn't really have to cycle that far to experience new cultures.
Yeah.
I think about every 2 weeks to 3 weeks, we were entering a new border, setting a new milestone. People would speak new languages, have different food, different drinks or habits. So that was also really nice that that there was a lot of variety in our days in Europe.
Yeah, we had a lot of quick succession achievements and things to do, and you know, so it was nice that in Europe everything's so close together and you can see a lot of things that is yeah, near each other.
And then you know that like where to stay and what the rules are almost more or less the same.
Yeah.
So you drove through the main highways, or you were always looking for the tracks in wilderness?
It was difficult with our. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Steph.
Yeah, I took most of the navigating on me, but it was quite of a search in the beginning. So as soon as we left Belgium, the roaming was not yet free on mobile phones, so we had to pay a lot of money to surf on the internet on our mobile phones in 2016. And so as soon as we left Belgium, we had no access to internet, or it would be a huge cost for us. And so we didn't know, okay, how do we do this? Do we buy maps, or do we buy a SIM card in every country? But I think mid-Germany, yeah, in Germany we could use the normal signs, and they pointed to our cycleways, and it was a very structured country with a dedicated
cycling.
cycle
Germany is really nice.
So that's where we learned to just follow the signs, let's say. But as soon as we entered the Czech Republic, it was a problem again. And first we tried with paper maps, but we soon found out that this was really not so nice, because every few kilometers you have to look on the map and check where to go. And then when we entered Hungary, Croatia, we used local SIM cards in every country to use Google Maps. And actually, internet access was never a problem. As of that moment, even in remote countries in Central Asia later on, there is more internet and food available. So Google Maps proved to be the excellent tool for it. And we mostly used secondary roads, I think, because we wanted to find a way or find the balance between cycling comfort and speed and sightseeing. So if you go too far to like the desert tracks or the mountain bike tracks, it's not comfortable to cycle anymore. So we wanted to have decent enough roads. So secondary roads would be still busy with traffic, but still nice to cycle.
Okay,
but one thing we did, we always tried to find nature when it was time to set up camp. So that was always, you know, we followed more or less some main roads up until we got our dinner together, you know, went to the shop, got our dinner, and then we started, you know, going a little bit into more naturistic terrain.
Oh, great. And may I now request, I will take request Yuri, you can take the map off from the screen. I will edit this part, yeah?
Is it still the map for you?
Yeah, it's still the map.
Okay. One moment.
Yeah, so that
because I was sharing some other pictures as well.
Yeah,
I guess they didn't come through.
because I've not seen other. That's what I wanted to say. That
for example, this is when we set up camp. We always try to have a hammock possibility.
And in Europe, where did you like to stay most? And did you take highways, or you tried to find wilderness? How was it like in Europe generally?
In Europe, it was pretty easy. because there were a lot of roads. We did try when we got to Germany. We did try the highway once. Wasn't a great idea. Got honked at a lot of angry people. So we then left the highway. But yeah, Germany, it had a very wide network of cycling paths. So we just followed those. Once we got to know the signs and how the system worked, it was very easy to go through there. And once we hit the Czech Republic, there were less options. So sometimes we didn't have any other option than to cycle, the main road next to the cars. But when we did have a nice option, we chose to, take a cycling path.
How was your experience on the roads and in the village sites of Europe? Did you take highways mostly, or you tried to find paths in wilderness? Where did you stay most of the time? How was life on the bicycles in Europe? How would you explain that?
Yeah, well, in the beginning we had to find out because we didn't really think about how we would navigate. And as soon as we left Belgium, we didn't have access to mobile internet anymore. But luckily in Germany, there was a good network of cycling paths, and we learned to follow the signs to the next village every now and then. But after Germany, this was indeed an issue. And yeah, we tried to cycle a highway, but this was not a good idea. But the picture you see now is like a typical road you would cycle, like a secondary roads with nature all around us, not too much cars, a good tarmac to cycle on. I don't know if Yuri wants to add something up to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe in general, the condition of the roads in Europe, all over Europe, was really good. So if someone wants to take up a cycling vacation, in general, Europe is a very good option because you have a nice pavement everywhere.
And Anton, you have something to share about the part of your trip in Europe?
Yeah, maybe the places where we would go to sleep. So after driving on the tarmac all day and we found some food in a shop, we would try to find a nice and quiet place where police wouldn't see us, because wild camping isn't really allowed in a lot of places. And then, like you see in the picture, we would try to find a nice place to put our hammocks to sleep. In this picture, you can also see a blue bag, which was a 10 liters water bag that we would fill up so we could cook on our little stove that we brought. It's not really a stove, but like a thing used with gasoline from cars that you pump. And in this situation, it also started raining, so we had to put up a tarp above us and stay close together. But you can see that Ollie is sleeping, so it's in the morning, I believe. But this would be a typical campsite if it's raining. If it wasn't raining, the hammocks would be a little bit further apart to not hear each other's snoring or whatever.
And in it more up above in the treetops.
Yeah, when you're traveling and you have to, you share a room with a friend or someone else, and you are not accustomed to their habits of sleeping or snoring or those things, so you have to deal with everything then. So,
here you can also see
these. Oh, you also took your guitar along?
No, the guitar was actually something that Ollie found at a party, but Stef likes to play the guitar a lot, so it was a gift from Ollie to Stef. And then a little bit further down the road, it actually got stolen from us.
I think it was in Greece. We left our bikes to go to the city, and the guitar was still there. And yeah, when the bikes were unprotected, somebody took it away.
Okay.
But yeah, since it was a gift to us anyway, yeah, it's the way she goes.
All right. And what was the most exciting thing any of you remember in Europe, like which
The
all
most
of you?
exciting thing is very difficult, but this was the picture that we see right here. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Very clear. Thank you, Yuri. Yeah, that was by far the most exciting part, for sure.
I have only 5% of battery remaining, so I might fall away. Some.
Yeah.
Some
I will
part
try
of
to
it.
wrap it up now. Okay. All right. So maybe we can do two in Europe if you want.
Maybe you can ask the question again with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the most exciting part in Europe for any one of you?
I think for all of us, the most exciting or crazy part was jumping the Mostar Bridge, of which you can see a picture here. Yeah, we prepared the day before. We went to sleep in the old town, and then the man you can see at the top in the middle in his swimming pants, he was his name is Gianni. He was an instructor there who jumps off the bridge pretty much every day. And we talked to him, and he took us a whole day to learn how to jump correctly. And then eventually the four of us each individually jumped. And I think, if I'm correct, that Steph was the first one to jump.
Oh.
And then me.
Daring devils.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with Anton that this is one of the most memorable events, like a single event on a specific day. But in general, Europe was quite exciting for us because it was beginning of our trip. It was still summer. We just left, so we had the feeling of being free. So the whole first months in Europe were really nice for us. But yeah, this event stands out because it was like, yeah, it stays in your mind. 25 meters is not a place you jump every day. So
yeah,
this specific city, Mostar in Bosnia-Herzegovina, was really nice day.
And we did a lot of jumping before in Croatia, every chance we got to practice for this jump. So it was a really long build up to the moment that we actually,
Okay, so besides cycling, you also learned jumping from the high places. Yeah, straight. Okay, I will continue with you in another episode. And for this episode, we finish here at this very exciting moment of your tour, this big jump into water. So we will, come out of water again. And in our next episode, we will discuss more things that you
Thank you so much, Seda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, Steph, particularly you. You are still on traveling and you are in wilderness, and we can actually hear those voices behind you. So
yeah, I think I'll still be
time.
here. I'll still be here next time. So
the next episode.
Thank you. Ciao, Anton, Yuri, Seda. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.